Okay, we got one leg done. Now we're going to do one leg. Now we're going to do one arm. Both arms are the exact same way. You're going to fold your arm in half. And I like to start on this side. And it doesn't matter, you choose which side you want to be the inside or outside. And I'm going to do a 1/4 inch seam all the way around. Let's change my foot back to my regular foot. And I have the same color thread as I do as my muslin. And what I do is I have the 1/4 inch, which is right there, right about there, stitch down. Now I will back it up past all the way to the edge, and then I'll go forward again. And going around the corners, you can try to spin it, but I find that if I lift up on my foot a little bit and go a little bit slower around the corners, I get a much better results. Now we're getting down into the thumb area, which will go right down to the corner of the thumb, and then spin it and continue with our 1/4 inch. And we'll keep on going. And do the 1/4 inch all the way down to right about here. And see if that lines up. Not quite. I can use one more stitch. Now it lines up. Now just go straight down the arm. And my arm is done. Now, to figure out where your stitch line, I don't know if you can see this or not, to figure out where your stitch line is, place your arm here, take a needle, and just go in the top fabric, not all of it. And that's how far, well actually we need to turn it right side out first. Let's do that. I forgot to do that. Easiest way to turn them right side out is just grab the tip of the hand on both sides, push the thumb in, and then take your thing and just voila. And you can push up your thumb too at the same time. And there's your thumb and your hand. And I like to roll my edges where my things are. It kind of makes them nice and smooth by rolling them. Okay, now we want to find where the stitch line is, which will be right about there. That will be the stitch line. So we'll fill it up until that mark right there. Just give me a second. And this isn't going to take long. The arms are quite quick and easy to do. And you want to make sure that you get stuffing into the thumb. To get it up into the thumb, just kind of poke it up in there. And then push the rest of it down in. That fills up that hand nice and tight. Push in one more batch. We're going to be changing our foot to the zipper foot again. Just a hair more stuffing. I think we've got it. And we got it. It's right there. You can actually leave this pin in when you're sewing also, if you'd like. But I am sewing this way, so the arm will bend this way. If you want your arm to bend this way, you can sew it to the side so it bends this way. But it all depends on how you want your arm to move, depends on how you want to sew it. So I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to change my foot back over. Get that set up. And it's basically the same as what I did with the leg. I start halfway in, lower my thing, and I try to get it as tight as possible up to the edge. And be careful with your stuff that's coming down through. And that takes care of that side. Now to do the other side. And I try to snip off all my strings as I go. Okay, now to get the other side. Get right onto the stitches where it was. And I'm going to start sewing that. Be careful with the fingers. And the arm is done. All except for a little bit of stuffing on the top. That only takes a few seconds to do. About 2 handfuls of stuffing. I know it looks like a lot for that little area, which it probably is. I'm going to take some of that away. And stuff it in there. Remember, it's going to be at an angle, so you're going to want some of that stuffing up in your angle area. And what I do is for my arm, is I'll take a pin and pin it right there. And I'll do the same up here, is I'll stuff this down in. So you get a nice stuffing. Oops, my pin came undone. And just jute a couple of pins. The stuffing might get sewn in a little bit, but that's okay. You'll have a nice full arm, and it'll be all set. Got a little bit of dirt on that one. But the arm is nice and full, the thumbs up, and it bends. So now I just showed you how to do a leg and an arm, and that's done.